It's a brutal era of endless war. The forces of chaos pour forth from the north, ravenously devouring the once mighty empire. But one intrepid leader seeks to unite and save all humankind, and purge every last vestige of chaos from the world.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Emperor Karl Franz campaign, and yeah, we are continuing to fight back while we are getting squeezed from multiple directions, which is sort of the recurring story of this campaign over and over and over again. In the previous episode, though, we did have a pretty successful pushback attempt, so we managed to wipe out the Black Pit tribe that had come down here, with a fair number of Ragnarok spiders, and yeah, anyway, pretty good battle. It ended up taking, I think, most of the episode, but felt pretty good. We did lose a single unit, so I misspoke twice when I was talking about the casualties we took in that battle. At first I thought we didn't lose any units, and then I said that we lost 2. In actuality, it looks like we only went into that battle with 19 here in this army of Helmut Feuerbach. So we actually did lose a single unit. It was a halberdier unit, not surprising, because on the return screen, or yeah, the battle summary screen there, we could see that one of them had no green left. And anyway, long story short, we lost 1 halberd unit. So this army very much in need of replenishment. The other 2 armies are not in too bad a shape. They could definitely benefit from some replenishment, but they're not anywhere near as bad off as this one. So anyway, we've dealt with the Black Pit tribe. We've already forced Kazrak to peace out. At least temporarily. It's only a matter of time, I'm sure, before we go back to war with them. We also fought over here a battle against Azhag, who has been a real pain in the butt over in the eastern part of our empire. We're trying to not only defend our own territory here, but we're trying to save Stirland as well, even though they have been a constant thorn in my side throughout this campaign. But now, you know, no sooner do we win a couple of victories, and we always have a new problem to deal with. And the current problem is mainly Wulfric right here, who is bearing down on us with 2 different armies, and in particular this one right here has a ton of mammoths, 1 million mammoths in this army. We also have Festus over here to deal with, and we can't really see exactly what's in that army. So anyway, long story short, I have a plan. And as most of my plans often do, it involves ambush stance. So we're going to try to use Kerberg possibly here as bait. We're going to try to lure them down into a position where we can fight these armies one at a time with multiples of our armies, and also while our armies have replenished a little bit from where they're at right now. So what we need to do is we're going to get Helmut Feuerbach down, maybe Bogenhofen, maybe over here in Altdorf. The other two, we want them to be to remain hidden. This one I'm not worried about it being hidden because it's weak enough that it's not going to deter them from coming down this way. The other two are potentially strong enough to deter them from coming down this way, at least until they're both together. And the goal is to try to lure them down one at a time. So we'll do that here in a moment. I'm just glancing over the rest of the territory. We do have this army of Stirland here that took some pretty significant damage. It is an army that we are in control of for 6 more turns. It did prove itself to be very useful in the battle against Deadwood last turn. We can, of course, attack again, and we might very well want to. We are still getting the, we're close enough that we can hit and come back and continue to get the casualty replenishment. I just want to be careful that I don't leave Talabheim vulnerable to this army of Festus, or worst case scenario, that army of Festus plus some other army, because they could possibly have more stuff going on up there. So what I think I may want to do here, as much as I hate to lose an engineer for a turn out of the army, I'm actually going to move him up this way because I want to see if there are more armies up here.
A long hike ahead.
We do also have this this annoying propensity for enemy agents in our territory to be assassinating our heroes and also often assaulting our garrisons and doing other problematic things. So I'm a little bit worried that this engineer is going to get himself in danger, but it can't be helped. I needed the reconnaissance done, and I'm glad I did, because we could see right here, Festus has 3 armies. Now, the good news is it's not, from what we can see here, this one is not the strongest army ever. He is a level 25 lord, so that's problematic. This one, a little bit weaker, although they've got that soul grinder. That's a problem. It does look like in March stance, though, they probably can't get close enough to participate in a battle this turn. But yeah, we're definitely going to have to deal with all of this. And then you right here, I want to get a little closer and see if I can see what else is in that army. No, I can't. Okay. I can at least now see that there are no more armies of either Wulfric or Festus right here in this area. Can I see as far as Middenheim? I cannot. Let me see if I can get a little closer here to Middenheim if I go this way. Like so. Alright, hopefully that wasn't a... I can't use the S word on YouTube, a self-deletion mission that I just put that engineer on. He is now surrounded by enemies, including probably enemy agents, so he's vulnerable to being wounded, alas, but it is what it is. I needed to get up here and see. There is no army up here. Now that I'm close enough to see Middenheim, I can't see just past it, so there could be another one there. But I think we have a pretty good sense now of what we're dealing with up here. If I had Legends skill, I would probably turn around and attack right here, but I don't, so I'm not going to. Not only his skill, but I also don't fight battles using cheese, as most of you know by now. So I think we're okay with Talabheim for one more turn. So I'm going to go ahead and do an attack down here, another attack at Deadwood. No reason not to. It is it's level 2. We can knock it down to level 1 and continue to keep that garrison nice and vulnerable. Also, by us putting pressure on Deadwood, it might give Stirland an opportunity to do something like attacking Lykeberg there. So let's do it. I'm going to make the attack with Jamotheus here, with Stirland's army. but I'm going to bring Valmir Blaze down to participate in it as well. Actually, let's just check this out. If I used Valmir Blaze, he's at 50%. He would be able to get back into our territory. So I could both... Yeah, let's do that. Let's attack with him. I'm going to encircle right now. And I'm going to bring the army of Stirland forward to participate in the battle. Because why not? He might as well get a little bit of experience. Don't think he's going to be needed. Now, it's not a big deal that we're getting experience for this army since we can't keep it long term, but it's not going to hurt either. We have it for another 5 turns. Maybe that experience will pay off. Okay, he's apparently not close enough yet. Okay, now he should be. Yes, he definitely is now. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start out with this battle right here. I could auto-resolve it. In fact, I think I am going to auto-resolve. No, I just don't like to get in the habit of doing that, so we'll get some nice cinematic footage of the Hellstorms. So let's go ahead and fight this battle. It shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. And while this is loading in, I'm going to go ahead and respond to a comment that was made on the on yesterday's video. I think it's the Skaven video, the Deathmaster Snitch video, by Never Ending, one of my patrons. Very much appreciate you being a patron, and also very much appreciate the comment. And I was experiencing a weird kind of seeing spots in my left eye. While I was playing yesterday. It only lasted for a couple minutes, but the comment was made that it might be, I forget what kind of a migraine exactly you said it could be, but it's very interesting that you mentioned that, because I have been a sufferer of migraines for most of my adult life, which is more years than I care to admit. I'm going to go ahead and set up here while I finish telling the little story. I hope you guys don't mind me telling a little story here while I'm setting up. I don't think there's anything super sophisticated here about the way we're going to set up, so it should be pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, so I actually, for most of my adult life, starting all the way back when I was in college, like I said, too many years ago to relay, I had migraines that got better for a little while. I actually became a vegan back when I lived in Texas, and becoming a vegan really helped a lot with my migraines for a few years, and then eventually they came back, and they just started getting worse and worse and worse over the years. And so about, I don't know, 3 to 4 years or so ago, I got desperate because they just kept getting worse and worse. So I tried, I think we're ready to set up here. Let me just make sure I know what I'm doing here. Yeah, so I tried the keto diet after being a vegan for 15 years. I went almost complete reverse, almost. More on that in a moment. And tried keto, and from the day, literally the day, almost 4 years ago, that I went keto, I have never experienced another migraine. So, absolutely an obvious sign that it was dietary. Come on, let's at least do some damage over here. Kind of didn't move quite the way that I had hoped it would, but it's fine. Anyway, so yeah, definitely it was my diet. It was probably a combination of eating things that were causing inflammation in my system, but also maybe not eating enough of the right nutrients or something like that. And almost felt like a miracle the way that my migraines just immediately went away. I don't think the spots, by the way, playing that Deathmaster's Niche campaign, I don't really think it was related to diet or migraines, just because it only lasted for a couple of minutes. I think I literally just looked at something that was a bright light for a little too long. Okay, let's go ahead and get in here, try to slow down these trolls. Meanwhile, we should be pretty much shooting everything to pieces. I probably need to be careful now that I'm not blowing up my own troops. So let's try to shoot those guys in the back and make sure that we don't get you. Let's not get you into the front line. Yeah, I don't think this is going to last too much longer. There we go. Quick victory. Okay. Good enough. End battle. So anyway, just to finish that story up, yeah, so the last 4 years I've been completely migraine free, and in the last 2 years I went from keto to strict carnivore. So I am now completely 180 degrees opposite of how I was as a vegan, and since I've gone carnivore, it's been basically like every little ailment that I've ever suffered has completely gone away. So I'm not trying to suggest that everybody needs to go carnivore, but I'm pretty impressed with that particular diet and the changes that it has made for me. So my recommendation to anybody who's a migraine sufferer is to try keto for 60 days. See if that helps. I think there's a good chance that it will help not only with migraines, but with a lot of other conditions as well. But obviously, there are some conditions that are not dietary related. So, and I'm not a doctor. Don't take this as professional advice. It's just my own personal experience. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Just curious if any of you have any particular diets that you have found have worked wonders for you. Yeah, it's been a very surprising experience for me. I was 100% committed to vegan, and I still actually think vegan is a good diet for a lot of people, and I think it did work well for me for a while, but eventually it ended up not being good enough. Okay, let's go ahead now and do our prestige, our treasure. Yeah, not a whole lot. Didn't get a whole lot out of that. I'm not going to occupy it. The reason being, I want this army
What does the Emperor bid?
to be able to go back and defend Talabiclan still. So he's just going to basically bounce back and forth between
Now?
being a nuisance to Azhag
By Sigmar's
and
right.
being
This
in a
will
position
bolster
to
the
still
nation.
to accomplish his number one goal, which is to defend our territory over
Praise
here. And
be
then
to
you
Sigmar.
as well. You've got plenty of movement to get
Your
back.
word is my
You know what, though?
command.
I think you don't have a wizard in your army.
I serve
I
the
think
Held
I'm going to
Power.
move you in ambush stance. So I just like the enemy to not really know where I'm at and to occasionally blunder into putting their armies in a vulnerable position. So I'm pretty content with just playing defense for the most part over here, being a nuisance to Azhag as long as they are not able to keep pressing westward. Maybe in time we'll get another army over here to help launch an offensive of our own. Now, here's the bigger threat over here. Let me just check out our settlements here. We do have public order issues here in Marienburg, but they're not imminently going to cause a rebellion. This one here in Bogenhofen, again, public order problems, but it's going to take a very long time before that's a big deal. And I mentioned I'm going to go ahead and take Helmet Feuerbach. Let's go ahead and do all of our skills first. So you're working towards Lightning Strike. It's a pretty easy decision here. Let's just
I
go
command
across
here.
across our entire list up here. EKF, are we ready for Heroic Nightly Band yet? I could increase my capacity. Yeah, let's do it. It's thematic. So I've increased my capacity for Empire Captains and the recruit rank for Empire Captains. So before I forget, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Yep, we can go ahead and do another one. Wait, what? Is it only in the province that he's in? Local province. My goodness, Michael, that's a bummer. Okay, so I can't recruit the Empire Captain just yet because Karl Franz has to be in this province in order to do that, to get the +4 recruit ranks. It's fine. Probably any Empire Captain that I recruit right here. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3 different enemy agents right here. Any heroes that get recruited right there are probably immediately going to get targeted for being wounded, so probably just as well. Let's go ahead and continue on then with our skill ups here. We've got good old Quinn. Quinn is... he's got just about everything that I would want to give him. I'm going to go ahead and we'll give him more HP. You know what? HP is always good. In fact, you got 2 skill ups. Wow, okay. Excellent. Now, you've already got Wound and Specialist. That's good. I'm going to go ahead and give you Boost Income because I started it. Might as well.
I am
Okay,
Prince
you...
and Emperor.
You've got practically everything that I prioritize for my engineers, but we got room to go up this way. So let's go ahead and give you additional range is always good.
Summon the Elector
All right.
Counts.
Good old Gavin Meyer here. I don't think we need to give you more leadership range. I guess it wouldn't hurt. What about leadership or effect? Yeah, let's do the effect first, and then we'll switch to range.
My men.
You've got 3 out of 4 before we can get up to Slippery. Let's go ahead and give you... your leadership is already 100. I don't really feel that I need to bump that up at all. We'll give you Survivalist. Check out our magic items. Let me check out the ancillary actually first here. So, Agitator, yeah, no reason not to give that to you. Okay. Camp Follower, no reason to not give that to you. Hedge Wizard, no reason not to give that to you. Servant, yep, no reason not to give it to you. Okay, you're now fully stocked. And somewhere we've got an ancillary that I haven't hovered over to get that exclamation point off of my screen. Where is it? There it is. War Banner, okay. All right, back to doing the skill ups here. Anyway, just
Yes.
I'm not sure if I actually came out and said this, talking about the comment that was made in my little story about my dietary adventure. Thank you very much for the suggestion. I actually really appreciate it when you people listen to me. When my beloved viewers, my beloved audience, ask questions or make helpful suggestions like that. So interaction is good. All right, so let's go ahead and give you... Ooh, Lightning Fast actually gives you a little extra missile resistance there. Same for the spell resistance. I think I want to focus on your magic. I don't see a reason why not. So we'll go ahead and give you Smoke and Mirrors for now, and then we'll give you the Penumbral Pendulum next.
What does the
And
Emperor bid?
Richter Holtz, let's give you another rank of Assassinate. That works for me. And you also have room for ancillaries if we have any more remaining. Hedge Wizard, why not? Vagabond, why not? Got multiples of those. Okay. All right. So, as I was saying, Gregor Braun. No, wait. Helmut Feuerbach. You really desperately need to replenish. Let's get you back in March stance. You can actually get as far as Bogenhofen.
Step to it.
And hopefully you'll get a little extra replenishment from being in that province inside a settlement.
What?
No, you get less. Wow. Was not expecting that, but the amount of replenishment that they're getting is actually decreased.
Yes, my lord.
I've got the level 2 growth and replenishment building built here. Oh, it's because we've got the livestock pens. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I noticed that. All right. It is what it is. It's fine. Now, you guys, we're going to put you, both of you, in ambush stance.
To strengthen the Empire.
Back here.
It is for the best.
Ooh, hello. Didn't realize that was all the movement we had.
I command
Okay,
here.
maybe we're not going to be able to follow the plan just yet. How do I feel about 65%? If I switched him into March stance, he obviously could get as far as the city. Karaberg, that is.
By the comet.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to go ahead and put him...
This will
We're
bolster
going to go
the
ahead and
nation.
put him in Karaberg.
To the provinces.
Okay. And then, at least for this turn, I'm only going to
The
do
Empire.
ambush stance with EKF.
As is my right by
But I'm going
Sigmar's
to be over here where I'm close enough. Actually, I think maybe I can go right here. If I ambush, if he comes down this way, and I successfully ambush, and I'm not at all confident about it, even though it says 100%, and even though I'm in the trees, and even though they don't have any enemy agents particularly close to me, I still feel like there's a good chance I'll get pulled out of ambush stance. But if it does work, then the combination of
Franz. They will
Karl
obey.
Franz's army plus this army plus that settlement, I can't really ask for a better tactical situation than that, as long as this army doesn't make it the whole way down here to reinforce, and they should not be able to. It doesn't look like they can reach. Okay, we'll play it by ear, but that's
Who calls?
you know, that's all we can do. Now, with the money that we have remaining, I would like to save enough money for Altdorf to level up. Although it'd be very, yeah, because we want to get the Mightiest Fortress done. So I think I'm going to use my money this turn on this technology right here. Purge of the Ruinous Breeds, leadership +5 when fighting against Norsca, check, we're fighting Wulfric. Warriors of Chaos, check, we're fighting against Festus. Chaos Dwarfs, not yet. Demons of Chaos and Beastmen, well, check, we're going to be fighting Khazrak again. So let's go ahead, and then weapon strength as well. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and do it now. I may do Emperor of the Empire next turn if we feel like we can afford the 5,000 prestige. I'm very curious to see what exactly that does in terms of upgrading these machinations. It does say the all Emperor's decrees actions upgraded. I'm interpreting that as these, right? These are the decrees, I assume? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so now with the money that we have remaining, we still have 10,000. I don't really need to upgrade the public order. It would not hurt to upgrade the walls. We haven't been able to push them back as fast as I would have liked. I don't really need more growth. Let's just see if there's any other priorities. This could be pretty good, but it's not worth spending 10,000 on right now. Over here, Talabheim, I'm not gonna do that yet. Fildorf, nothing to do here. Your public order is improving finally, so that's a great sign. What about, yeah, Blighted Towers. We're back to losing public order here because we're back to collecting income. I'm going to let it go for another turn and then maybe turn this off again. But we just need all the money we can get our hands on right now. Here's the question.
I live to serve the Emperor.
I need to keep recruiting, don't I? It's very important to get more armies. Okay. Let's go ahead and get you
Champion of the faith.
moving up this way. We know we're going to need all the help we can get against Wulfric, so let's go ahead and pull you up here.
Sigmar's path.
And you can recruit 2 halberdier units. And then starting next turn, maybe some greatswords.
You are a buffoon.
Okay. All right. Our money situation, we should be able to handle that. Okay. All right. Finally, I think we're probably ready to end our turn here. Let me just check diplomacy really quick. I'm not going to do any more building upgrades. Diplomacy. We're up to 17. We have, again, been using our influence to increase our relationships with a bunch of different factions. So let's cross our fingers here that some of this pays off. Okay, we can definitely do a non-aggression pact with the Western provinces. That sounds like a very good idea to me.
Continue working with
Not
me,
enough to get...
and Shangyan will
We already
be a
have the
haven
trade at
for
least,
you.
so that's good. Yeah, we'll do that.
We
They're quite strong, so it's good to have a good relationship with them. I'm a little wary of having improved relations with non-order factions here, so we're not going to do that. I guess maybe are the Wood Elves considered an order faction? I guess they are, but I don't trust Durthu. Durthu's unfriendly. They do have treaties, however, with no, they don't have treaties with anybody that we care about. And they're at war with Clan Angrid, so never mind. Definitely not. Okay. Trade agreements, can't do anything there, unfortunately. Military access, no. Okay, I think we're probably... Yeah, we're just seeing the same options that we've already decided against. It's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and come back up here. Keep an eye on things. I think we're ready to end our turn. I'm a little surprised the Black Pit Tribe isn't offering a peace treaty. Is it because we literally just went to war with them? Black Pit Tribe? Yeah, it's just too soon. They have no strength at all. They will definitely peace out with us a few turns from now if we wanted to. It's not like I really want to. All right, let's go ahead then. I'm saving my prestige at this point for the technology research. I think we're ready to do our intern here. Let's do it. I think Wulfric is pretty much the last one. Maybe Black Pit Tribe might be after them, but it's going to be a little while into the intern before we get the really important update. Okay, so here's Azhag. He is still moving really more towards Stirland than toward us. Stirland is obviously not going to be able to attack Leikberg. Probably just as well he would do something stupid like occupy it. And subsequently get himself wiped out. Okay, Grom de Ponche is still Doing a little better than I would like, but he's not super strong at least. Sylvania. Moving away from the direction of Scrag. I'd better double check and see if they made peace with Scrag. Because that definitely would be a concern. This is probably the longest I've ever gone in an Emperor Karl Franz campaign without being actively invading Sylvania. Okay, assault garrison, not a surprise. Here comes that army. Okay, he didn't go very far. He only went as far as Middenheim. This one, however, is getting closer to Talabheim. There's Kazrak. He's still kind of lingering a little closer than I would like him. Man, those Beastmen. I love playing the Beastmen, but I hate fighting them. The way that they can just constantly keep disappearing off the campaign map. Drika, no thank you. We've already decided that we're not comfortable with that. Thematically, it doesn't really fit. Okay, very nicely done there. Corone took out that army of Kazraks, despite the fact that it ambushed him. Okay, here we go. Wolfric. Alright, what's he doing? He's trying to assault Vertbad there. Okay, here we go. He's not... like I said, he pulled me out of the ambush stance. 100% in the trees doesn't matter. The ambushing mechanics in this game leave a little to be desired. Probably I'm probably not doing it justice because I use ambush so much it makes sense that sometimes it would fail, but it fails entirely too often when it doesn't seem like it should. But it is what it is. It's fine. Better than us losing a battle anyway. Slandered. Okay, you have caught wind of vicious rumors being spread about you, accusing you of being a secret worshiper of chaos. What a joke. Okay, there is no indication as to the source of these lies, which of course have absolutely no grounds in reality and are clearly political in their motivations. I mean, heck, the name of this entire campaign is Death to All Chaos. Anyway, though these accusations are both baseless and outrageous, your reputation is already tarnished since many believe there is no smoke without fire. Should you decide to take action, it will certainly take much time and effort to reverse the damage that these lies have done to your reputation. So we can use... Obviously, we want to do something to counter it. We can use prestige to counter the rumors. We can expose the slanderer for money. We could lead an inquisition, which we don't need the additional fealty. I don't think we do. Aren't we at 10 or are we still at 9 with Stirland? That's 1,000 prestige. Or do nothing fealty of all elector count factions is -1. So here, any of these feel relatively thematic because we could even go so far as to say we will not even dignify these outrageous accusations with a response because they are completely outrageous. The only thing we would lose by choosing this option would be Stirland would drop down a little bit in his fealty, and he's already very, very high that with a little bit of effort we can get him back up to 10, and we could still confederate him when it makes sense to. Having said that, it's probably less thematic to do that than it would be to do one of these others. I'm inclined to use the treasury to do it because I want to have the 5,000 prestige as soon as possible to improve our decrees. So I'm going to do this. Expose the slanderer. Okay. Ambush foiled, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is. Ready for duty. Lupio. Okay. Technology researched. Very good. Razor sack. A settlement belonging to any of the following enemies of Stirland, and it doesn't list any of them, but we currently know who the enemies of Stirland are, and the main one being Azhag. Okay. Although I think they probably are also at war with either Festus or Wulfric. So we may very well get a chance to do that. We're just now encountering this Bretonnian faction. I don't like everybody hearing how poor my French pronunciation is, so I tend to not pronounce the Bretonnian faction names as often as I should. Okay, let's just double check. Who all is Stirland at war with?
Yes?
They're at war with Azhag, Khazrak, Wulfric, Black Pit Tribe. Yeah, so we could raise or sack a settlement belonging to any of those to get credit for that mission. Okay. So that was pretty annoying, but
Summon the Elector Counts.
things are certainly not hopeless. We've gotten our replenishment. We've got Delbers there pretty clearly in a position that we could take it back. The question becomes, would I want to take it back this turn and run the risk of their two armies turning around and attacking us over here?
You're a pretender.
How do we feel about those two armies versus our two armies? That's what the question really is.
So,
Their armies are better, but
if something can
we're
be
the human
understood,
player,
it can
and so
be
presumably we have that advantage. Let's go ahead and give you a skill up. I'll go ahead and give you elusive. Armies are better, but the our heroes might be, or our in total our characters might be a little bit better than them. You now
ready to
how do we
serve.
want to do this exactly? If we move you
I will marshal the
up
men.
to Karaberg,
Ready.
I think
I
maybe
serve
what we're going to do
Sigmar.
here,
The Empire.
maybe what we're going to do is consolidate, just take one turn here to consolidate our armies, although they're actually pretty well. I was thinking I wanted to move around the artillery, but actually the artillery is already very well distributed here. We've got 2 Hellstorms and 1 Hellblaster in each
What does
army.
the
We don't have a
Emperor bid?
Hellblaster in this one.
Yes, my lord.
You've got some missile infantry. You don't have a Hellblaster. Is that what it's called?
Servant of the faith.
Yeah, Hellblaster. You don't have a Hellblaster,
What?
but you've got the mortars, you've got the steam tank, and you've already got a full army that I don't really want to move anything out of. So you're fine. I think pretty
Bring me to
much
my
definitely we're going to want to retake Delbers. It's just a matter of, do I sack it and retreat, or do I occupy it? So we're going to go ahead and encircle it now.
To war.
Right. We'll decide what we're going to do with our other army,
Into
our
battle.
other armies here. If the game, there we go. There's this OvN mod. There's things to like about it, but this campaign always scares me. The way there's like a really long pause every time it tries to go back to normal on the campaign map. Okay, I don't see the other army of Wulfric.
Raise your
If
weapons.
I take you're level 20. Okay, who's my lowest level hero over here? I don't want to use any of you. Lupio,
Engineer.
you're level 32. I don't really want to use you.
Ready.
Witch Hunter, wow, look at how high level all of these guys are.
Praise.
All right, we're going to get Lupio up into Karl
Men,
Franz's
we
army
must
here.
attack.
We're going to go ahead and use Alexa Schneider instead. to move up this way. I want to try to find where that other army of Wolfric is.
Clear.
He must have gone into ambush stance,
War is much like engineering.
right?
Logistics.
I still can only see...
Engineer. Still a few kinks to work out.
Still only see the one army. Okay, that's...
If something can be
It's a little scary,
be dismantled.
but... It is what it is. Okay. Now you are going to get up here to help out. You'll still have a little bit of movement left.
Meticulous, shrewd, and handsome.
Is it really all that important? If I'm going to sack, I don't really need to get him up there, do I? And I have more options if I attack with only this one army. But if I'm going to occupy it,
Enemy of the Empire.
then there's no reason to not go ahead and get Gregor Braun up there.
I'll drain the pus from.
We're not going to suffer much in the way of casualties. I think we're going to occupy it. I think we're going to take the chance, even though I can't see that other army. We're going to take the chance and go ahead and occupy it and rescue the people of Delbers, who, whatever citizens of Delbers were not able to be evacuated and are hiding in their basements or whatever. We're going to rescue them. Are you close enough? You are not close enough. Let's get you just a little bit closer. Are you close enough? You are now close enough, okay? Now, down here, Lupio, I want you to get into Karl Franz's army.
I have faster ways to track. Attack!
And then
The
you,
provinces.
you're going to advance to Karaberg, where
Moving off.
you get
The
a little
nation
extra
falls.
replenishment. Okay, and then I'll have to decide later what I want to do with him. I could leave him down here and just keep recruiting. In fact, I probably will do that. If I were to put him in encampment stance, I don't want to do it just yet because it does consume 25 campaign movement range. But I could do both regular local recruiting and global recruiting. Okay, one thing I do need to do, though, is I need to remember to turn Blighted Towers collect income off, which is putting us basically at the... We're at the break-even point with our economy right now, but this needs to start improving. Over here, we could actually attack here. We could attack Deadwood, and Sterling's army right there can help reinforce it. And then he might even then occupy it during his turn. I don't know. I should have paid more attention to this. Does Sterling go before Azhag? It seemed like Azhag went relatively early in the turn order, like around 50 or something. I think Sterling goes after Azhag. Doesn't mean he won't still occupy it, though. In fact, I think he probably will. The thing is, he won't do it if he's worried that this army, or at least he shouldn't do it, if he's worried that that army is going to come up there and just destroy him. So, do we use both of our armies to help defend Deadwood from a counterattack with the assumption that Festus is not going to attack Talabheim? He cannot reach Talabheim to reinforce with this army. he cannot reach to reinforce with that army. That army is not strong enough to take Talabheim on its own. I think we can get away with doing this. Do we want to take Deadwood then for ourselves? Or do we want to allow Sterling to take it? It actually probably makes a whole heck of a lot more sense for us to take it for ourselves. If I move you, Valmir Blaze, if I move you...
Yes, a sound plan.
...to here, where you can reinforce, you still have 42% left. Okay, that works for me. Let's do this. And then you can attack it. How are we doing here on time? We're actually... So we'll save one of these two battles. We'll do Delbers at the beginning of the next episode. I'm going to go ahead and do this one for now. I like the idea of pushing Azhag back, and this is probably our best opportunity to do it. Decisive victory shouldn't take very long here. You guys won't have to listen to me tell a boring story about my diet this time. Now, Stirland, they actually are going to come in behind the enemy army. If they even come in before the battle's over, which, quite frankly, may not happen. We're going to go ahead and get our missile units up here. I'm actually only going to use about half of my army in this battle. I'm going to use the knights to screen just in case they actually get units close enough to hit our front line. But all of you all, I'm going to put behind. You're the only one that hasn't taken any damage. You're the only one I would actually move forward to fight if need be, but I don't think we'll need to because I think our cavalry should be able to hold everybody off just fine. Let's go ahead and put you guys here and move you a little bit farther over this way. And you as well. I'm just going to let you rest in this battle. But we should be opening fire almost right away. We are. Okay, that's good. We'll go ahead and get the Outriders in a position. If anybody gets to about the middle area there, we'll go ahead and move them in a little bit closer. And then you over here. Like so. Our Hoagland long rifles are firing. I actually thought we'd be doing damage to them faster than this, to be honest with you. I guess those Luminarchs really... They don't shoot very often, do they? They're very, very slow. Okay, let's go ahead and get ready to move in with our cavalry over here. No, we're not going to need to. We'll break them right here. I think as soon as they break, we'll pull back. Come on, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. We're pulling back now. Don't want to get engaged by those other units. We should be able to just keep shooting them here. Should just be a matter of time. Come on, horsemen. Okay, never mind. Everybody's about to... There we go. Pretty quick and easy. Well, we somehow managed to lose one cavalryman, probably because he got bogged down when I tried to pull the cavalry back out. That's what happens in this game. It is a bit annoying, but at least it didn't force the entire unit to turn around and come back, which it often does. The Luminarchs really, I gotta just keep in mind, their rate of fire is so slow. They didn't really do all that much damage. The Hoagland long rifles did way more. Damage dealt 1,900. That was the best of any of them, versus twice as much for the Hoagland long rifles. And even though I'm not paying maintenance, I want to... No, I don't think I have any way to figure out. I'm guessing that the Hookland... Excuse me. The Hookland long rifles upkeep costs are not twice as high as the Luminarch of Heish. Okay. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and occupy this. Deadwood has been restored to the Empire. We're back up to 35 there with our... what's this called again? This is called... I forget what it's called now. Come on. Imperial Authority. Okay. We got Spell Shield. Very good. Got a Scribe, of course. Oh, we secured a Province. Very nice. Okay. And I think we're in pretty good shape to be able to hold it. I'm going to go ahead and put you back in channeling stance. I've changed my mind, by the way. I've got enough time here that I can go ahead and fight Delbers as well. So we'll not start the next episode with Delbers. We'll finish this episode with Delbers. So let's go ahead and give you your skill up. I'm going to give you Reassuring Presence. You are now immortal. Very, very nice. Lord's Counselor, boost income. Wound. Mark of Heish. Don't really need to give you any more magic just yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and give you... I'll give you Lord's Counselor. Why not? Okay. And do you have all the magic items and ancillaries that you can use? You do not. Let's go ahead and give you a Spell Shield. Why not? The why not is pretty obvious. It's because he should never be in melee, but chances are he probably will end up in melee at some point, and I do seem to have extra magic items here. I could do stuff like this. I could fuse these two, because I never use the Forbidden Rod because it always does damage to self. Ooh, a White Cloak of Ulrich. All enemies within 35 meters. Okay, we'll find a good use for that. Okay. In fact, let's go ahead and give it to Valmir Blaze. Can you... You've already got...
Men, I will fight with you.
It's a talisman. Yeah, in fact, Quinn already has one.
To war.
Let's see who else. There we go. Gavin Meyer. How would you like a White Cloak of Ulrich? Makes sense. Okay. Alright, back then over to you over here. You're channeling. You're in a safe location to help defend Deadwood if it gets attacked. Let's see what that... Yeah, we can't tell what's in that Wa army, but overall this army is not terrifying. There's Azhag all the way up there. He's... Okay, he's very close to Beck. That's a problem. That is indeed a concern, but this is almost... I mean, it's a... it's a salient here. A salient, for anybody not familiar with the term, it's a part of your own territory that is kind of jutting out where it can be flanked from 3 different directions by the enemy. So it's really hard to defend that salient. They're too far away. I could, however, put you in march stance and start moving you up that way, just in case. From here, the question would be, no, we need you over here to help defend Deadwood. Better that we lose Beck, I think. We've got the garrison built up. I shouldn't say better that we lose Beck than that we lose Deadwood, because Beck is way more built up than Deadwood is, but Beck is also more capable of defending itself to a certain extent, although he's not going to be able to defend against Azhag. But also because it's just in a a vulnerable position. Long term, it's going to be always harder to defend that, I think. And definitely the worst case scenario would we lose both because we can't get up there in time to save it, and yet we would, if we moved away from here, they would be able to attack right here. So let's just stay here and cross our fingers. Deadwood is... Yeah, I don't really see any reason not to level it up. We can cancel it within the next 3 turns if we need to. Let's go ahead and try to do... I'm not too worried about the control. So we'll do the growth and construction cost for now. We might lose the ability to do commandments anyway if we do lose Beck. Okay. Back over to... What am I doing here? Recruitment cost and local recruitment capacity. I need to switch you over to... I could switch you back to control for now. I'm not going to do any building upgrades yet.
What does the
Alright, I'm going to decide at the beginning of the next episode what to do with Udolf Roxburger. For now, we're going to go ahead and occupy Delberts. So let's go ahead and do this. Decisive victory. Should be our 3rd pretty easy battle in this episode. Wide open terrain. Okay, let's do it. I think if I have any other boring stories to tell you guys about while this is loading. Nah, I'll just edit the load out. Alright. Start deployment. I don't love the rain and the darkness, but I don't think it's going to ultimately matter too much. Let's get set up over here on the high ground. Let's put the steam tank in front, although he is a bit damaged. I don't think it's going to make a whole lot of difference. Everything is pretty... Let's get you guys actually up here like this. This is going to be a pretty quick battle, I think. Our 3 greatswords I'm going to put behind the missile units. We will, we'll again use our cavalry, most likely. And our characters, for sure. Okay, so Karl, Franz, you, and Quinn.
Give me the word.
Put our engineer over here with the... His range is what? His range is 171. Put him up here. The warrior priest. We'll put you a little bit back here just in case you're needed to defend, but I'm kind of hoping you won't be. And our Gray Wizard, we should get a little bit of magic off here. Start battle. Opening fire with the Hellstorm rocket batteries. We'll get the Wizard moving forward. We'll go ahead and get EKF and Quinn forward as well. But we don't want to engage them actually until in melee, until they're within range of our missile units. What we can do, however, is try to lure the cavalry, maybe. Okay, the Hellstorms, probably, those Savage Orcs are probably not what you should be shooting at. Yeah, that's better. Fire at those the boar boys. In fact, let's go ahead and do this. It'll slow you down as well as doing damage to you, and it will automatically hit. Okay, you guys get ready. Okay, the steam tank is opening fire. We can now see some of their units as they get blowed up. There we go. Now our missile units are opening fire. Yeah, we're just shredding them. Absolutely shredding them. Okay. Let's now go ahead and get EKF in on and Quinn in on them. Okay, we're trying to pull away there. It's not going to matter. That should pretty much take care of it, I would think. Let's go ahead and get you. Let's get you shooting at them. You actually, I don't want you flying in there. Change my mind. There we go. Victory. It's just a garrison. No reason to keep. Holy cow! Look at this. You probably got took damage from friendly fire there, didn't you? You can drink your healing potion, but it's actually Quinn that needed it. All right, good enough. How on earth did I take 12 casualties? I'm looking at my units here. I guess these greatswords took the damage, but they were behind my missile units. Obviously, any casualties, any losses that I suffered were from friendly fire, because if you look at the Black Pit tribe, it's a bunch of zeros there. They didn't do any cause any casualties of their own. So it had to have been friendly fire, but I couldn't have blown up my greatswords with my artillery because they never got close to those greatswords. And I wouldn't have shot them with my missile units because my missile units were in front of my greatswords. So I have no idea what happened. I wonder if I'll be able to tell when I go back and edit the cinematic footage from the battle. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter. It's just a mystery. I don't like mysteries. Okay, we got ourselves another 200 prestige, which means maybe we want to think about doing that technology research to upgrade the decrees. That only leaves us with 500. But the sooner we do that, the better. The better all of our decrees will be. Alright, we're going to occupy, like I said, it's a risk, because we lost track of one of his armies, but I feel like it's a risk that's worth taking because these two armies are in quite good shape. Got another Hedge Wizard, a Standard Discipline, another Scribe. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to leave it there. That's a good note to end this episode on, I think. We're up to 37 now with our authority. We're close enough now to Black Pit's capital that we could always divert over and wipe them out. They got some good units there, some Black Orcs, and a Ragnarok Spider. But they're a lower priority. Still, I'd like to deal with them before they rebuild their armies. Although I could potentially. Greenskins. Greenskins.
Nah, don't mess with
Nope,
me.
they still don't want to peace out. Okay. Still too soon, I suppose. Alright, I'm not worried about Festus right now. I'm worried about Wulfric just because I know his strongest army is somewhere around here and almost certainly hiding in ambush stance. But
Bring me to my men.
these two armies are in a position to be able to reinforce one another. This army is replenishing. We'll decide at the beginning of the next episode what to do with this army right here, but I may very well just want to keep recruiting. We've got the enemy on the I don't want to say on the run. We've got them on the defensive a little bit up here. We're starting to push back over here, which feels pretty good the way this campaign has gone. We're pushing them back right here, but unfortunately this is vulnerable, so we could very well lose back over the end turn. It is what it is. We'll recover from that too, just like we have recovered from everything in this fascinating campaign. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying playing it. Anyway, thanks again for all the comments, like I said earlier, and I will leave it there. Thanks for watching as well. See you all in the next episode.